So yet another glorious day full of sunshine and the captivating scenes from the front of my room at the hotel Ranthambore Bagh Palace. Today is a special day because in another couple of hours, we'll start the jungle safari at the Ranthambore. And it'll be a safari of people in a canter. I'll be part of them and looking forward to it. I hope it will be wonderful and exciting and adventurous. Hope we get to see a streak of tigers. Who knows? So there you go. So this is the entrance of the safari. And this place is called Ganesh Dham. And this place is an absolute madness of chaos. There's too much traffic out here, so forget bringing your car over here. And somehow at the last moment, my safari guy refused to pick me up from the hotel and asked me to come here instead, which is around 1.5 kilometers from the hotel. So I had to catch an auto. Thank God I didn't bring my car over here. So, but he presently said that he'll come, the canter will come over here and then pick me up. So if you come to Ranthambore, stay put at your hotel, and if they don't pick you up, come over here by an auto. Do not bring your car over here at this Ganesh Dham, from where the safari would really begin. And the Ranthambore National Park is completely controlled by the Ministry of Forests in the Rajasthan government. Apparently there are 10 zones in which the Ranthambore National Park has been divided, and I'm going to zone 1. There are a lot of debates on which zones have which probabilities to spot a tiger. But I read somewhere that zones 1 to 4 are more promising. But well, that's what my safari voucher says, that's zone 1. But let's see if they hold up to their promise. So mercifully, I'm sitting now in the canter. I've boarded the canter. There are other people also over here, excitedly looking forward to the safari of the Ranthambore Park. This is our guide. His name is Prashant as well. So the Ranthambore National Park is having deciduous trees. So it's largely dry and also has the open air grass meadows. And the whole park spans around more than 1,300 square kilometers worth of area. So that's quite a huge park. And there are more than 500 varieties of flowering plants out here. And of course, dozens and dozens of species of various animals, headed in the list by, of course, the royal tiger of Bengal, or the tiger. But you also find sloth bears, you find hyenas, you find squirrels, you find black buck steers, and lots of other animals. So our safari has truly started, and these were the dry deciduous trees which I was talking about earlier, which are found in the Ranthambore National Park. And of course, there are open grass meadows out here, which you are presently seeing in front of you. It's quite a jerky ride inside this canter, but I think I'm being able to capture the ambience of the Ranthambore National Park. This park also houses a very ancient Ranthambore fort, which according to some historians dates back to 5th century and is associated a lot with the Chauhan dynasty of the Rajput rulers. The Ranthambore National Park is on the north side bounded by the Banas River, and on the south side is bounded by the Chambal River. And as I said, it's spanning over an area of more than 1,300 kilometers square. Interesting enough, this whole Ranthambore National Park has been divided into 10 zones, zone 1 to 10. And currently we have entered from zone 1, which apparently has a higher probability of spotting the tiger. The Ranthambore National Park apparently houses more than 50% of the world's tiger reserves, which is not to say a lot, because the absolute total number of tigers is still not in the thousands. It's probably less than 100. According to the last census done in 2014 or 2015 it housed 62 tigers. So actually there are quite less number of tigers. But there are lots of other animals as well. So you'll presently see if you're lucky enough to spot a tiger. And the Ranthambore National Park, where we are finding ourselves in and cruising through it, is not open throughout the year. In fact, it is open from 1st of October every year till 30th of June. Because in the rest of the months, it is too wet due to the monsoons and it's very precarious for driving your vehicles. So, 1st of October to 30th of June. And we are here, of course, in December 2023, end of December 2023, which is, I believe, a prime time to come over here and spot the tigers. And as I said earlier, the entire Ranthambore National Park is controlled by the Forest Department of the Government of Rajasthan, and they are extremely particular about who can enter and who cannot. You have to bring an ID card, which is mandatory, and at any point of time, only 17 jeeps and 20 cantors can go inside the park, and no more, so that the wildlife doesn't get annoyed by the nuisance which all the tourists like me would create. And the safaris themselves take place in 2 stages. One is a morning safari and one is an evening safari. We are currently in the evening safari, and the safari lasts about 2 to 2.5 hours. And at the moment, all the ID checking is happening over here as we come to the checkpost. So we are indeed entering zone number 1. I saw the board. So that's a relief that they are making us enter the zone number 1 as promised in the voucher.
So good afternoon friends, welcome Ranthambore Forest.
There's a huge tree out here with lots of its roots hanging around. And it's a month of December, so there's plenty of greenery to be seen. Much more than what I saw at the Gir forest. That of course is in Gujarat. We are currently in Ranthambore National Park, which is located in the Savai Madhopur district of Rajasthan. It's almost end of December, so there's a little bit of a nip in the air, and I suppose it will become colder and colder as the evening proceeds. Right now it is around 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and we're truly in the jungle, as you can see, and let's hope we can spot a tiger somewhere down the line. And since we are in Ranthambore National Park, so we have to talk about tigers, don't we? Tigers are, of course, big cats. In fact, some people say that they're even more powerful than the lions. Their jaws are much stronger, and they're great swimmers. So, if you find yourself in front of a tiger, don't do a dash for any water body, because they can swim for long distances and they'll easily catch up with you. And apparently the tigers are attracted, believe it or not, to one of the scents from Calvin Klein. And that Calvin Klein perfume is called Obsession, and it's for men. It's called Obsession for Men. And apparently because the scent itself is made with some pheromones to which the tigers get naturally attracted. Just a little bit of a trivia about the tigers. Tigers also don't consider human beings as their natural prey. So that's quite a relief. They would much rather avoid the human beings. So whenever we talk about a man-eating tiger, usually it is an old one with infirmity, so that it cannot hunt normally, and only then will it attack the human beings, which are easy prey. As we proceed on our dirt trail through this canter, it's a very, very jerky ride, looking out for a tiger. But apparently even the tiger as it is, even the tiger is afraid of certain animals. Especially, it seems the tiger is really afraid of the sloth bear, which can really harm it during a fight. And also, of course, the elephant. The elephant can really toss a tiger around, and especially can maul it with its tusks. So, the tiger watches out always for a sloth bear and an elephant.
The new male is the young.
And what you see are antelopes, and it seems one of them is female, and they are fighting it out. We're truly cool, we're truly magnificently into the deep jungle now. Just to give you a vibe of the area. That side is the west, sun setting in the west. And look at this place. It's all jungle where there are ruthless predators and the innocent preys, both roaming around in the wilderness. And we have yet spotted apparently a nilgai. There you see it. We will proceed forward. So we have begun spotting a few animals. We have seen antelopes and we have seen the nilgais. And this is really a deep jungle, and I wonder if you're left on your own inside this deep jungle, what would you do to survive? I think the icing on the cake would be when you spot a tiger. The jungle looks magnificent, dangerous, yet appealing. We feel safe because we are in a canter, but it's jostling us a lot. It's a very bumpy ride, very narrow seats, and I think it will be a very tough night after this 2.5 hour bumpy ride. But if you can spot a tiger, then it will be worth it. Guys, would believe it, we have spotted a tiger. We have spotted a tiger. And look at these grasses. The tiger can easily hide in these grasses and prepare for an attack. The whole jungle really looks just the same from long distances. There are all these predators and preys are roaming around. And in fact, we actually saw a couple of leopards a moment ago. It was impossible to capture on the camera. But I'm glad at least I saw those spotted leopards. And that makes the journey a little bit worth it. Look at this hives or houses of these ants apparently. And there are small water bodies also which come along the way. As we continue our precarious journey through these kind of dirt stretches. And our driver is doing a fantastic job. It's easy to just topple over and fall into this pond, for example. And the open grass meadows and these deciduous trees which are quite dry. Largely the hallmark of the entire Ranthambore National Park. So that's the end of Zone 1. We haven't spotted a tiger yet, as expected.
One male and female tiger territory 10 to 30 square kilometers something.
So everybody's a little bit disappointed, but well, at least we can say that we visited the jungles of the Ranthambore.
Next one is on there.
And I suppose the guide was also kidding around saying that they never show the tigers. When you come for the first time, you must come at least a second time, and then they're gonna show you the tigers. Look at this nice little bird. What we are witnessing are the Sama deers, which you couldn't find the tigers, but look at these Sama deers. The three of them look very nice. They're actually once again Sama deers apparently. And then of course the praise of the tigers, which we could never find. Bye bye, Sama dears. What are these langurs doing? And there's a crocodile apparently out here. So that's a nice sighting.
नदी के यहाँ पर से तो बड़ा बड़ा दिखता है ला दे ले
And yet another crocodile out here.
बड़ा लग रहा है वो इससे बड़ा है ना वहाँ पे झील कितनी
You're seeing the back side of the crocodile out here. And this is a nice little view of a water body at the Ranthambore National Park. Looks very nice. The entire landscape out here. The jungle is beautiful. It's surprising. We're easily finding deers and monkeys, which are the preys, but we haven't been able to find the predator. And we have spotted a spotted deer. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Again, we are finding the preys, but not the predator. In fact, there are a couple of them grazing out here. This one looks so innocent. Magnificent scenes from the jungle of Ranthambore National Park. And here we have spotted a baby crocodile, believe it or not. It's right on top of the rock and is of the same color, so very difficult to spot. The child spotted it right away. And he shouted, baby crocodile, and we all of us stopped, and here it is. This is the child who spotted it. Scene of a wild boar which we found in the jungles of the Ranthambore National Park. Looks like a hefty wild boar, doesn't it? Roaming around the jungles, and it's also one of the preys of the tiger. At the moment, of course, it is roaming around in a carefree manner, which is quite as well. In fact, we also saw his partner coming behind later on. It looks like a hefty animal and could be quite fierce, as Hannibal Lecter would probably say. So that marks the end of our safari. We could spot a few animals, but not the one. So it's a little bit disappointing in that sense of the word, but I'm glad I came to the safari and probably will come again sometime later. It's not a very comfortable ride, but overall it was fun to be as part of the nature and feel oneness with the forest. And that's always a good thing. So here I bid adieu to the jungle safari at the Ranthambore National Park. So guys, I have to break the sad news for you that this day 5 was really the final day of our trip. I know I kept the day 6 as an open day as per the itinerary so that we can go anywhere else of our choice depending on how the trip was going. And the plan was to go to Bundi. But for full disclosure, this was almost a solo trip. And the reason was that when all the bookings were done and all the payments were made, at the 11th hour, my daughter was feeling a little bit under the weather. And therefore, we decided that my wife and my daughter would stay back, but I'll proceed on so that I could make some videos and make good of the bookings which we had done. And, since ek se do bhale, so I took along a family friend, Manoj, who acted as my wonderful wingman throughout the trip. So it's time to go back to Gurgaon because I'm feeling a little bit homesick. And good news is that Rimjim is feeling very well now, and I'm looking forward to her annual day celebrations on the 30th. So thanks for watching these videos. I hope you enjoyed watching them as much as I enjoyed making them. And watch out for new stuff. I leave you finally with some wonderful photographs which I took at the Umaid Bhavan Palace Museum. So there you go.